Okay, here's the plan for the B9 stairway, and I'll give you a couple of tips on how to put this together. You'll notice that one half of the stairway is stone, and I've gone ahead and glued that together and on a piece of wax paper here. This is just for support of the planks. You're never going to see this. This is going to be behind the stairs, so feel free to use any miscasts, or if you got big air bubbles in them, just use them on this, because it's going to be on the back side of the stairs, and we're going to paint it like wood, and you'll never see it. So anyway, go ahead and assemble that. I'm not going to do that specifically because I think you can probably do that okay. However, the front of the stairway that you're going to see, here's all the blocks for it. I've just pushed them into place. What we're going to do is we're going to glue these here onto a piece of cardstock. It doesn't have to be super thick cardstock. Actually, a little thinner might be easier because we're going to have to cut these little stairs out after we glue them down. These are all of the window pieces, and you can see we've also got a few of the little squares, 1/4-inch squares from the timber molds. I'm going to go ahead and glue those down onto cardstock next. Right here is the round top door. I just snapped off the bottom and snapped off the top. And if you need to, you might sand the top and bottom just a little bit if it needs it. It usually snaps off pretty clean. I'm going to go ahead and glue that one down. And you'll notice that I'm not just putting glue all the way down on the surface here. The reason is because some of these little decorative windows that we've got are open. So these two little guys right here, those are two separate pieces. And these two up here, those are two separate pieces as well. And you could use the double window or the double one that's put together if you want. It doesn't really matter. It's just that those are better served as using for the railings because they're already all put together. Okay, at this point this is assembled. I'm going to set a book or something heavy on top of it to let it dry flat. And let it dry completely, and then we'll trim it out and show you how to assemble the rest of the stairs. Now let me kind of demonstrate how this is going to go together. We're going to have two 2.5-inch planks down, and we're going to have two 2.5-inch planks sort of standing up like this. Then this is going to stand up, and it's going to go across the side here. This rock is going to stand up, and it's going to go across the side here. So what we're doing is you're kind of looking at the back of the stairway that we have right now. Now if we turn the stairway, you can see we've got the decorative edge on the front, and then we've got the steps going up. And you'll notice that we're a little bit short here in the front. Just because we're short about 1/4 of an inch, it doesn't matter because we're going to cover that up anyway. In other words, what we're going to do is we're going to put an 1.5 inch plank down here. There's going to be a gap, but that gap will be covered up. And then we've got another 1.5 inch plank that's going to go right here, and then another 1.5 inch plank that's going to go here, and we're going to continue that all the way up. Now you will notice, if you look closely, that this is a little skinnier. In other words, this staircase from here to here measures just a little under 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the planks overhang on the decorative side of the stairs here. These steps are kind of overhanging by about a 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. So you can put some kind of something on the back side here so that the rock wall side, the planks are flush against there. That's what's going to sit against the wall of the house. And on this side, these planks are just going to overhang slightly a little bit. Okay, after these steps have dried completely, we're going to go ahead and put the railing on. What we're going to use are these little angle braces here. They have a different purpose than this, but I've decided to use them. What you need is 6 of them that are going the same way, and the front side here will be textured. The back side will just be flat and smooth, so but you really won't notice it once we put them on the stairs. So let me go ahead and show you how we're going to do this here. We're also going to need a couple of the 1/2 inch long, 1/4 inch square pieces from the beam mold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them on the top right here. And I'm going to put these so that the smooth side is facing towards the stairs here. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that, and we're going to put it like right about there. And I'm going to put another one on top of that one. And I'm going to put it right on top of it there. And once again, the smooth side of these are facing this way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these and we're going to put it right in front touching it, just like that. So let's do that. A little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, and let's put that on here. Now, one thing I want you to notice on here, when I'm putting this railing on here, I am insetting the railing just a little bit. In other words, if you take a look at the side here, try to line the edge of this up with the edge of the decorative panel underneath. The stairs will jut out a little bit. And I kind of did this on purpose so that when we put the next floor on top of it, this is just in a little bit, so you don't end up, you know, you've got a little bit of room for the floor above it to kind of move, that little hole that's cut out where people pop up, you know, through the second floor. So just take this and inset it that way a little ways, and then we'll go ahead and continue. The next one is going to go on the step below here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it, and so you're going to go down, you're going to miss a step and then put another piece down right in the corner like that, and we're going to continue that all the way down to the bottom of the stairs here. We'll put another one right here. We'll continue this on down, and all of these of course are set back about a 1/16 of an inch or so. Okay, now that all of these are in place, you notice that they form kind of a nice straight line down the stairs. And what we're going to do is we're going to cap this off with one of the planks from the timber mold. Now you notice when it meets up, there's going to be a 2-inch plank and a 2.5-inch plank. When it meets up at the top, it doesn't really set at the right angle. I would like to have that kind of meet at the right angle. And if you're not picky, you could just glue it on there like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper here, and I am just going to sand this thing at about a 45-degree angle. They're somewhere close. So take it, sand it about a 45-degree angle, and then get it to meet up there just a little bit nicer. So we'll go ahead and glue this one and a 2.5-inch plank down. Now this may not line up exactly perfectly, but just put a little extra glue on it and do your best and try to push things around so that they'll all eventually glue up together pretty good. Now when the 2.5-inch plank at the bottom extends a bit too far, feel free to just kind of nip that back a little bit. So if you think you're going to accidentally break it off when the bottom one sticks out too far, just lop it off a little bit so it, you know, probably goes to about there, and that should be fine for the stairs.